Hey everybody, Rubber Mold Man here. Sorry it's been a while, but this past year has been extremely busy for me, and from the emails I've been receiving from a lot of you, it sounds like it's been a busy year for you as well. In fact, in the last 52 years that our family's been in the concrete statuary business, we have never seen the rise in popularity of concrete statues that we have in the last few years. And because of that, there's a lot of new people getting into the business, which is awesome, but it also means that we in our family are getting a lot of emails with folks having questions because they're just getting started. So we figured this is a good time to kind of go back and review some of the information from some of our old videos, because I've learned people don't necessarily like a video if it shows that it's over a couple years old. Sometimes they think it's outdated. Obviously, those old videos are still going to contain some good, vital information, but I figured, you know, it's time to kind of review it, maybe bring in a bit more detailed information. And a lot of this is going to be very basic, so if you're familiar with this, I apologize, but I want to get all the information out there so that if you're wanting to make concrete statues, and this is just one of thousands of examples, this is the basics of the materials you will need. The first thing you need to remember, this is concrete. This is cement. Those are two different things. A lot of people mix and match them, thinking they're the same thing. Cement is actually just one of the ingredients used to make concrete. So when it comes to cement, what you need is Portland cement. That is not a name brand. Portland is the actual type of cement. It's very easy to find. Most building supply centers like Lowe's, Home Depot will carry it in bags. It's very affordable. There's a few different types out there, but as long as it says Portland cement, sometimes it'll have some lime added to it or that, it's all fine. So you want some Portland cement. The next ingredient you're gonna need is water, because this is useless without water. Water activates it, it makes it into a liquidy form, which basically becomes a glue. You can't let it dry on its own and have any strength from it. It'll basically make cement chalk if you do that. But we need to add some stuff to the water and cement mixture. Now, the number one item you're going to add to that cement mixture is sand. Sand does two things. First of all, like I said, cement and water makes a glue. It needs to glue something together. Sand is the main ingredient it's going to glue together. Sand is actually going to be the majority of your cement mixture to make concrete. I'll go over the actual measurements at the end of the video, but when it comes to sand, usually there's two types you'll find in stores. I mean, you can buy it in bulk and get it by the truckload. I'm assuming most folks just starting out there are gonna go and buy it in bags. Usually they have your basic construction sand, which is a little coarser, and you have your playground sand, which is very fine. Either will work. I tend to prefer the coarse sand just because it seems like the cement actually clings to it a little better. But I've had good results with either, so I don't think it really matters much. Now, this third ingredient is the one I get a lot of questions about, and that is gravel. Just regular pea gravel. Pea gravel is an ingredient we have always used in our family for our cement batches. The purpose of gravel is to provide incredible strength to your concrete. Now, I get a lot of questions from people thinking that, first of all, if you use gravel in it, won't it make your concrete rough looking? Or if I use gravel in my mix, won't it all sink down before it has time to cure? When it comes to your concrete, like I said, a cement mixture, even with the sand in it, becomes a gluey mixture that's going to be used to glue things together. You put gravel in that mixture, the cement will coat it, and it gets all around, and it will make, if anything, it makes a better finish on your finished statue. So no, it does not make it rougher. It's actually the opposite, where if you just have sand in your mixture, that can often lead to sand runs on the sides of your piece as the water releases. Gravel sometimes helps prevent that. And the fact that the gravel makes it incredibly strong, stuff with gravel in it will last much longer. As far as it sinking in when you pour it into the mold, if it does that, that simply means you've added too much water. You only add enough water to your mix so you get a nice creamy mix so that the gravel will stay mixed in with it. You might get a little bit of sinkage, but for the most part, it should all stay well mixed as it cures. So, no, at gravel, very important. I know a lot of people out there just use the sand, but if you want to make good quality statues, you want to add some pea gravel. And again, you can get this in bags at your normal store. So as far as quantities, basically the mix that we would always use is 1 part cement, 1 part gravel, 2 parts sand with water added as needed. Now, the size of the parts is up to you. When we did the batches for our business back home, we had 5-gallon buckets. So we would have 2 5-gallon buckets for our cement, 2 5-gallon buckets for our gravel, and 4 for our sand. And we would actually double that and make a double batch each time. And the way we would do it, we'd add some water into our vat that we mixed it in. And again, we don't use a cement mixer. We use the drill with a big mixing blade, or if you're doing it on a small scale, get you a little plastic bucket and a drill with a little mixer that you use for plaster or paint. No special equipment needed. Go ahead and put a little bit of water in your bucket. Then what we did, we would start by putting half the gravel in, then the cement. Then before we added the sand, we'd blend the gravel and the cement together to make sure it's mixed really well. Then we would start adding the sand in and water as needed to keep it nice and creamy. That always gave us a very high quality mixture of cement that would cure into a very high quality concrete. And as you can see, this is a piece that, you know, it has an antique finish on it, but our stuff would always come out very nice and smooth, not a lot of pits, and that's the secret to it. Very simple. So I'm gonna do another video following this very soon where I'm actually gonna make a mix from start to finish, just a small one so you can see the process, and then we'll get back to our normal videos. So until then, make sure to check us out. All our contact info is below this video. Check out our website, rubbermoldman.com, and I hope to see you soon.